Hey guys, what is up? I hope everybody has been having a great day. Happy to be back with the next edition of my Final 8 analysis series, featuring my Final 8 performance at the 2019 Atlantic City Boardwalk Bash. Please do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, as it helps this video reach and entertain more people, which is definitely a good thing. Also, I just recorded a day in the life vlog of me preparing for the PLDA National Long Drive Championships. It basically chronicles what I do from when I wake up to when I go to bed, and I think you guys will really enjoy that. I hope it gives you guys some insight onto what I do to prepare for these events. And it's my first time vlogging, so might not be the most crisp video, most well-produced video, but it's got to start somewhere. I definitely would like to get into vlogging more in the future, so I hope you guys enjoy that. So with that being said, let's hop into this video. And I'm sure the first thing you guys will notice is the ball is not going very far, especially for the speeds I'm putting on it in that on the corner there in that screen. And this just goes to show how much conditions affect distance, because obviously, you know, these are numbers that PGA Tour players will hit pretty frequently just playing golf. 325 is long, but by no means is it an unheard of driving distance, especially in the PGA Tour. And it just goes to show how much wind affects the distance a ball can travel. We were probably hitting into about a 30-mile-an-hour headwind. I mean, it was absolutely a different level. I mean, you really had to be there to see how incredible this wind was. It was absolutely unbelievable. I'm hitting the ball as hard as I can, and I'm hitting it hard, too. Like, every single ball in this set will be over 220 miles an hour. And I'm barely getting over 300 yards. And on top of that, we were in Atlantic City right by the ocean, so it was pretty heavy air, and it was sea level. So this is pretty much the trifecta of conditions working against you. You got sea level, heavy air. It's probably 72, 73 degrees, so it's really not that warm, especially with this wind. And, obviously you have the wind. You can see the awnings just whipping in the background there. So, I mean, and if you guys recall an earlier episode, I think it was Akchin, I was hitting some pretty slower speeds, honestly. And I was hitting it almost 150 yards further. So I think that gives you guys an understanding of how much conditions affect everything. And I have picked up speed on this event. This was at a period when me and my coach, Bobby Peterson, were really starting to get my swing dialed in. And this was when my speed started jumping around June, July. And it's kind of kept increasing pretty steadily. And to this day, I hit a couple. I worked pretty hard with my coach yesterday to get ready for the national championships, which are actually tomorrow. And I had my fastest session of all time. So I've been still picking up speed pretty steadily because I've been working out and gaining muscle. So, but this was kind of the impetus of my speed gain is right around this time period. And I mean, that was 225 miles an hour ball speed, center punch. And you can see how hard I hit that with really good flight. And I don't remember the exact yardage, but I know it wasn't over 320. And it kind of gives you an idea. You know, it is what it is. And so Justin James was up next, and he ended up coming up 10 yards short, so I advanced on the semifinals against Ryan Steenberg. And something worth noting, I think Justin's final ball was 218 miles an hour ball speed, and it went 272. So just think about that for a second. That just goes to show you how brutal these conditions really were. And so now I'm into the semifinals here. I'm hitting first against Steenberg. And the biggest thing, I think, is just hitting the grid when you have this much headwind. And this grid is narrow. This is only about 38 yards wide. And I know 38 yards might sound pretty wide to you guys, but if you really want to get a feel for how narrow that really is, I guess the best way to do it would be get on a 400-yard par 4. That's pretty straight away. And just look at how wide the fairway looks right in front of the green from the tee box, and that'll give you an idea of what we were hitting into. And because it definitely sounds wide when you say how wide it is, but when you're actually there hitting, it really can start to seem very narrow. And so here I'm through 3 balls, still not a ball in play, but I've been hitting good shots. And this is kind of something that just happens with the wind. You hit good shots, and sometimes the wind just blows it offline. You know, there's not too much you can control about that. And here, I thought this ball was in play, and man, that sucked. Would have been the biggest ball of the final 8. And you can see I'm pretty annoyed because that started up the right center with a perfect draw, the exact shot we were trying to hit, and I thought it was perfect. And just kind of got pushed by the wind and rolled out. And another really good shot here, 225 miles an hour ball speed. And again, I mean, you guys can see where I'm hitting these balls. I mean, they're 1 yard left, 2 yards right, 1 yard left, and good flight. You know, it just goes to show sometimes you need a little luck, especially when the conditions are this brutal. At this point, I'm kind of starting to get a little annoyed just because I feel like I'm hitting the ball really, really good. And at the time, these numbers, I'd never put up these numbers before. I mean, I think this is the first time I'd ever put up anything north of 224 ball speed. Definitely in competition for sure. And so I'm pretty excited about that, but I'm also pretty annoyed because down to 2 balls now, I haven't got one to play. And I know everyone says, oh, just chip one out there. But when you've been swinging this hard and, you know, your head's racing, I mean, it's a lot. It's not that easy. You can't just chip one in there. You really got to make a good swing. So I'm going to do my best to make a good swing here and try to put something up on the board.
With a big swing.
And unfortunately, I pulled it left, so I went OB, and Steenberg, I think, went on to beat me here into the one-day event. So good turn for Steenberg, and it happens sometimes. So it is what it is. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.